Hello everybody, this is Nosef C and this will be the official review of the Odepro flashlight. I've done a first impression video. This will be pretty much very similar to the thoughts I have, because it is an amazing flashlight, and after 1.5 months of testing it hasn't disappointed me at all. Exactly what I said in the first video, it's pretty much the same. For those who have already seen it, you can switch off straight away and go buy the flashlight. For those who haven't, this will be a little bit more detailed review about this amazing product. About 2 months ago, 1.5 months ago, Odepro contacted me and asked me to do a testing to their flashlight, and they can offer it as a free product for my testing. They didn't pay me to do the review, they didn't ask me to do a positive review, they didn't ask anything. The only thing they said, please test our product and put it in a video. It came in this plain looking box, just writes made in China and writes the specific flashlight, and it was very well protected. It had foam up and down, as you can see, and it also had some bubble wrap around the flashlight and around the individual parts. It has a recharger for the 2 batteries. You can use the charger to charge both of them, or one by one. You will see the red light while it's still charging, and it will go green when it's fully charged. It usually takes about 3 hours and a few minutes to fully charge a battery. It has 2 batteries. They are 3000 milliamperes, so they give you plenty of time if you use it in the highest setting. And it also gives you some spare O-rings, because the flashlight have O-rings inside to keep it watertight when it's raining or if it's in a very low depth for some time. And it also has a lanyard which you can pass from these 2 slots you can see in the back. You can just loop it and hold it so you will not lose your flashlight. You can also see in the box there is a QR code which you can scan it and you go straight for the manual. From the specs I can see, I haven't measured myself, the dimensions of the head, it says it's 1.9 inches in width. The body here it's 1 inch, and the overall length it's 6.9 inches. It has 5 modes, which is the low mode, which is only 40 lumens, the middle mode, which is 250 lumens, the high mode, which is 1000 lumens, as you can see here, the strobe mode, which is 900 lumens, in the SOS mode, which is again 1000 lumens. From what you can see here, the threads are very tight. The whole flashlight is constructed from 6061T aluminum, which is the highest quality aluminum which is out there. Here you can see the threads. You can see how nice and tight the threads are. You can see the thickness of the aluminum, very high quality. It's all hard anodized type 3, which is a military type of anodization. They anodize a very high quality ARs out there, and it's very high wear resistant and scratch resistant. The airsoft gun you can see in the back has a Cerakote finish, which Cerakote is very durable, and you can see still wear marks and everything. The type 3 hard anodization is even harder. Here you can see the reflector inside is pretty big, and this is what gives you a very nice reflection. It has a very nice tight pattern in the middle and a nice surrounding light in the back. This flashlight is very high quality. You've seen the threads, you've seen the O-ring, you can also see there's a second O-ring here. which also have a replacement inside, as I show you, so if it wears out you just replace it. They say it can last inside the water for about 30 minutes submerged in water in the depth of 6.5 feet. It's mostly watertight from rain and splashing around. I wouldn't go diving with this because obviously it's not a diving flashlight, but in a tactical situation you can definitely use it along with a real firearm if you are allowed to, or in my case I mount it with this adapter here on my airsoft gun, and I use it for training, target shooting, and also in skirmishes. As I said before, the type 3 anodization is very wear resistant. You can see I've hit it a few times in some corners, and the only thing you can see is just this small discoloration here, which is nothing. I've been using this flashlight off and on for all this time, 1.5 months, and still you can, if you take it and hold it in your hand, you will not believe it's actually used. It looks brand new, like it came right out of the box. You can check the video I've done with the first impressions, and you can see it's pretty much an unboxing. I never used a flashlight before that. You can see here these nice grooves, which if you use it as a police officer or if you use it in a defensive scenario, you usually hold your hand in reverse, and even if you need to hit anything, break a glass, or use it as a defensive tool, because it has these nice spikes here. They're not very aggressive, but they will do the job to focus the energy of the heat in one place, and believe me, it's gonna hurt. Of course, check your local laws, and you can see here the bottom, it's rubberized plastic, and you can cycle through the modes, as you can see here, when it's closed, to find the mode you like. Okay, let's say I want the SOS. I cycle through the modes, I find the strobe, I find the SOS, and then I click it on, and I have the SOS on. This is one way to cycle through the modes, but the flashlight needs to be turned off to cycle just by pushing without completely push it. Otherwise, you just turn it on and then you continue clicking around to change the modes until you find the one you like. If you leave it for a few seconds on in this mode, then this mode is like saved or so when you turn it off and turn it on, it continues in the same mode. I went for hiking, I used it, it was very helpful, very bright, held for a long time. I believe the highest mode lasts around 80 minutes and the middle mode around 3 hours, and once you go to the lowest mode, I believe it's more than 10 hours, don't remember exactly. I'd like to make a small comparison with this flashlight. As you can see, this is a cheaper flashlight. I also compared them in my other video I made as a first impression video. You can see there is no much to it. It's still daytime, and if I focus it completely, still the focus beam is not even close to the other one. Even if I put it in a middle mode, you can still see that the Odepro is way stronger flashlight. This one has a adjustable reflector which has a wide beam when you want to go close, when you're going to go far, has the focus beam. This is not practical. It says police on it, just a cheap Chinese flashlight, nothing to do with the police. When you use a flashlight for a serious situation, you don't need to fuddle around with this thing. When you use it for hunting, for whatever, you don't need to fuddle around with this thing. If you use it just to go around your house or in a car, then I understand the purpose of it, but nothing more than that. Also, I would like to compare the finishes. We have another example also here. You can see these two have very similar finishes. This one, you can see the finish. This is about a year of pocket use, everyday carry. I've been carrying it almost for a whole year, and you can see how much it's been through and how the paint wore. Actually, it's not paint, it's anodization. This has similar anodization to this one, but you can see the Odepro, which has the type 3 military anodization. It looks more matte and, believe me, way higher quality. I don't know if you can capture this in camera, the checkering between the two is just superb. I'm talking for the Odepro one. Look at the checkering, it's second to none. You really do get your money's worth when you buy the Odepro flashlight. You can see the reflector. There's nothing to compare. Believe me, there is nothing to compare. The Odepro flashlight, I believe it might be the best flashlight out there at its price point. I'm really amazed by it. For those who are going to ask, this is the Crytek Trident Mark II, the SPR, the longest model, airsoft gun, and I mount this flashlight on this gun because it's not allowed in Greece to mount flashlights, lasers and etc. on real firearms. It's a stupid law, but we're not gonna discuss politics today. That's why I mounted on airsoft gun, and I had some night shooting that I will show you. Just take a closer look on the finish, the checkering, and the whole construction of the flashlight. I love these millings here. They reduce the weight, and they also allow you to have a very nice firm grip because the fat of your hand goes inside and it's not slipping. It's not slipping out for any reason. You can see here it's engraved, probably laser. Yeah, it's laser engraved, and also has these 3 divots. So usually when you have it mounted, you can see here it has a nice triangle which this goes inside, so it will not move around. Of course, this is an aftermarket from a different company mount, but you can mount it in many places because this has a wide 1-inch body, and compared to the other one, I couldn't mount this one with this mount on the airsoft gun. But this one just worked just fine. With this flashlight, I believe you can pretty much do whatever you like to do. You can put it on high mode, find your path, illuminate everything. You can put in middle mode, have 3 hours of work time. It's pretty much very close to the high mode, even though that is way less lumens. You're still able to see pretty much everything. You can put it in low mode with 80 lumens, so if you are out hunting, you don't spook the animals to find your path. You can use the strobe mode when you have it mounted on a gun or an airsoft gun or wherever you like to blind out the attacker, and You can also put it in SOS and get out of a survival situation. I've tested it out, it's very reliable. I've hit it a couple of times, I dropped it a couple of times. The only thing you can see is just this one I showed you before. Believe me, I have nothing bad to say about this flashlight. The only thing that might be a little different than what you've used to is that you change through the modes when it's closed just by pushing it, and you just click it all the way when you find the mode you like, or you just circle it by clicking around. Most of the flashlights usually they turn on and just by clicking them a little bit without going all the way they change mode. This one doesn't do that. It has a little different way of working, but once you get used to that, I cannot find anything bad to say about it. It's an awesome flashlight. I will have some footage now from nighttime. I don't want to repeat myself because it's pretty much the same as the first impressions video I've done. Anyway, just enjoy. Okay, in a previous video I've tried to show you the difference between the Odepro flashlight and similar cheaper flashlights, which you can really see the difference and the superiority of the Odepro. Right now we are trying to make it a little bit more sophisticated test. We're trying to identify targets. You can see one paper target there, one there, and one farther in the back. I don't know if you can even see that. Anyway, this is the highest setting on the cheaper flashlight, not the Odepro, and this is the very tight pattern which can go far away, so we can identify the farther target, as you can see there. Try to zoom in. You can see the target, which is farther back. You can see, in order to identify the target farther in the back, the pattern needs to be very tight, which really constrains your vision. If we try to open it up, you can see the target in the back is just barely visible. You can see the targets closer up, and once we open it up completely, you can only see the closest target. The mid target is hard to see, and the one in the back is almost invisible. When you're in a serious situation, you don't want to funnel around with this bullshit. Try to identify targets or try to find the way back home. You need something like that. You can see the Odepro. You don't funnel around doing stupid stuff to focus the beam or unfocus the beam. It just has a strong beam in the center. You can identify farther away targets. You can see, and it also has the surrounding illumination, so you can see anything. You blind your target or you find your way back home. You make it bright as day, and you do exactly what flashlight is meant to do. Just look at the difference. The one on the right is the cheaper one. It's on the wide setting now. You can see up close. The Odepro on the left just dominates it. When you go farther away, you need to focus the beam on the cheaper one. Still, the Odepro dominates it completely. When you go farther away and you have the complete focused beam, you can see the one on the right is the cheaper one. The center one is the Odepro. The Odepro completely dominates the other one. I do not like to compare different stuff, but believe me, the Odepro has something that works, and the money you pay for it is just amazing value. You can identify the farther target on the farther back, the mid target, the close target. You have the focus beam, and you also have the surrounding light to find everything. The strobe, you have the SOS, you have the low mode, so you can find your keys or the way back home. You also have the high mode and the ultra high mode, which is insane. It's clear as a day. When I focus the beam, you can see things farther away in the distance, but nothing up close. Then we open the Odepro. It's just ridiculous. You cannot even compare the two. The one on the left is Odepro, the one on the right is the cheaper flashlight, which is close to the same luminance. I would say it's not even close. You cannot even see the one on the right, only if I focus in, and still is not strong enough. So far away with the Odepro, and up close everything. It's bright as a day. If you like this video, please hit the like button, and if you want to support me and this channel, please go and buy things from Odepro. I do not get any money out of it, just support them because they make a really awesome product, and they chose this channel to send their product to, so I can get the word out there. Thanks for watching. Thank you Odepro for giving me this opportunity. I would really love to try more of your products in the future. This product you've sent me, it's top notch, and I really appreciate it. They're good professionals. Please support them, and if you like to support me, just hit a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. This is NOSFC. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.